to the Kings Court, where these fans are amped up and ready for Felix Hernandez to make his first Safeco Field start of 2016. There will be 3,000 of them in the Kings Court and the High Court, most of them decked out in yellow T-shirts. All rise for the King and for Mariners baseball.
Welcome to a cloudy but comfortable day here in Seattle as Mariner fans and King Felix fans get ready for his season debut here at home on a Sunday afternoon here against the Athletics as the Mariners turn to Felix and ask him to stop a two-game losing run here against a team that he's dominated through the course of his career. We welcome you to Mariner Baseball, taking on the Athletics today. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew. Good to have you with us as you look at the Kings Court and the High Court out near the left field foul pole. Last year, Felix on many occasions, as he has done through the course of his career, is able to rally after a loss. He had a tough one the other day in the opener against Texas. And Mike, he faces an Oakland ball club that he's 22-8 against in 40 starts.
And they've swung the bat well here in this series. Leading things off for Oakland will be Coco Crisp. What a game he had last night. He had 2 hits, 2 stolen bases, and 2 runs scored. Want to keep him off the bases. Josh Reddick, you can see what he's done against Felix. Just a 140 hitter, but he has hit 2 home runs in this series. Stephen Vogt, 3 hits last night, 524 average against Felix. Jed Lowry, a couple of hits and 2 RBIs. And keep an eye on the number 9 hitter, Marcus Semien. He hit a couple of home runs on Felix last year. For Felix last season, an 18-game winner, over 200 innings again, 191 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 240 against him.
And here we go. First pitch of the ball game. Swung on and hit foul by Coco Crisp. Crisp, a veteran, 15 big league seasons. Cleveland, Kansas City, and Boston, some of his previous stops. 57 degrees and calm. First pitch at 110.
He's had a tough time staying healthy, but he obviously feels good because, again, in last night's game, a couple of hits, but more importantly, had 2 stolen bases and scored 2 runs in the leadoff spot.
Here's Felix 1-1 to Crisp. Cano to his left, gobbles it up. Throws to Adam Lind, getting the start today. 1 away.
Take a look at the rest of the defense for the Mariners. Nelson Cruz with a DH last night, back in the lineup out in right field. Then you have Adam Lind making his 3rd start of the year at first base. Good to have him back in the lineup. Steve Clevenger, just his 2nd start of the season behind the plate. Nice play by Cano, ranging to his left. We were talking about that. He's moving much better now that he's healthy, covering some ground. And Felix likes it. Takes a hit away from Coco Crisp. Important to keep him off the bases.
Bring up Chris Coughlin. He's playing at 3rd base today. Left field last night. Right field in the first game of the series. His home run won it in the 9th Friday night against Steve Cishek. Went 0 for 5 in yesterday's game. Bob Melvin, his 6th season, American League Manager of the Year one time, and same in the National League. Adam Lind will take it himself. Good start for Felix.
You see a couple of ground ball outs from Felix down in the zone.
In terms of comfort level here in Seattle, right on the money. Wind hardly a factor at all. Sun not pounding down. All you need is a little sweater and you're good to go. There's Josh Reddick. He's got 5 hits in the early season here, and 2 of them are home runs.
A couple of off-speed pitches he's hit out of the ballpark against the Mariners, both home runs to right field.
0-2. Can I get to stand and ask for a strikeout for the first time this season? Here's the 0-2. He got him. And Felix off to a 1-2-3 start. Needed just 8 pitches in his home debut. Mariners coming to bat. Well, if you're Josh Reddick, you come in knowing you have a .140 batting average against Felix Hernandez, and then this is the reaction on your first at bat. Okay, it's going to be one of those days. Okay. And Felix, he's feeling good. And that's a great start for a guy who just celebrated his 30th birthday a couple of days ago. It's a bad offense now, Mike. See if they can get it cranked.
Well, you look at these numbers. The Mariners happy to see a right-hander on the mound. A .339 batting average, slugging .645. All 3 of those categories lead Major League Baseball versus right-handers. So happy to see a righty on the mound this afternoon.
Chris Bassett 0-2, a 4.67 ERA against the Mariners in 4 games all last year. And a particularly rocky game is Nori Aoki. Lead it off. Nori 5 for 18 in the early going. Last August 26, Bassett gave up 4 runs in the first inning here. Left field, Chris Davis right there.
Second, third baseman, number 15.
For Bassett, he has a good arm. His fastball average 93 miles an hour. Mix in a slider, curveball, and a changeup. And again, at times you'll see his curveball. It'll be about 71 miles an hour.
Kyle Seager batting in the 2-hole here against the right-hander. Kyle off to a slow start, 3 for 18. Does have a homer and 4 runs knocked in. Couldn't get it fair. They had to shift on against him.
Good idea. They had the shift, and Valencia was playing out towards shortstop, so as long as he can get it past the pitcher, it's an easy base hit. He can walk to first.
The team has a big splits like the Mariners have right now, Mike. 339 righties, 167 lefties. That's something you talk about, or just everybody knows it and they know they got to go to work?
Yeah, they just have to go to work. It's too early in the season. I think you have to get some of the right-handed hitters going.
There's your 1 to Kyle.
Franklin Gutierrez going. Nelson Cruz did a lot of damage against Nelson, or against the lefties last year. If you take a look at Bassett and his numbers from last season, a 3.56 ERA, just a 1-8 record, and 64 strikeouts in the 86 innings that he worked.
Bassett, 27 years old, out of Toledo, Ohio, lives in Nashville, Tennessee. So his bunt takes a strike. 1-2. Last night, Rich Hill.
He was very good.
Absolute gem. 6 innings and 5 hit. 1 run ball, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. And he had that curveball coming from multiple slots last night.
And changing speeds on it.
Yep.
I had him down as low as 72 miles an hour. We saw it all the way up to 78 miles an hour. Had excellent command. Could throw it for a strike or bounce it when he wanted to. Arm angles, especially to the left-handed hitters, was tough.
2-2 to Seager. Swing and a miss. Tag applied by Fegley. 2 down.
Take a look at the defense for the Athletics. Already 6 errors this year. That's second most in the American League. Last year they led the majors with 126 errors. Coco Crisp, he can get it center field, but you can run on his arm. Then you go all the way down to the bottom. Josh Fegley getting his first start of the series behind the plate. This is a team that has made some errors in this series, and they really struggled with that last year.
Reddick's got a plus arm. Davis we've not seen, but you're right about Coco Crisp. Keep moving.
Yeah.
Here's Robinson Cano. Leads the American League in home runs with 4. Mariners lead the league as a team in home runs with 11.
And the A's will put the shift on with Cano hitting. See Simeon, the shortstop, playing more towards the middle.
Robbie 6 for 21. Picking up where he left off at the end of last year. 21 game hitting streak dating back to the 16th of September. 2-0. Earlier today, Toronto beat Boston 3-0. Phillies beat the Mets 5-2. Cincy 2-1 over Pittsburgh. Texas and the Angels down in Anaheim, no score in the first. So 3-0. Good work here by Robbie. 21 games.
Yeah, no surprise to see Ichiro up there 3 times.
3-0 pitch. All 4. That sets up for Mr. Cruz. Only with the big home run year last year. 5 of his 17 career home runs against Oakland came last year. Now they put the shift on for him, swinging to the left side of the infield. Big hack, fouled it off.
He's going to get a fastball that he likes. It looks like it's right on the inside corner. A bit late on the swing. Stylish.
Yes, indeed. I got to believe he had a big hand in that design, too. 0-1. 0-2.
Good fastball from Bassett again, 94 miles an hour. Again, 2 fastballs and just a little bit late. Still trying to get his timing together.
Got a broken bat single to right last night in the 6th. Here's the 0-2. Bassett was a basketball baseball star in Toledo, Ohio. Went to the University of Akron. All Mid-America Conference performer in 2011. And he checked down the first base umpire Sam Holbrook, said he did not go. Holbrook at first, Rob Drake at second, Carlos Torres at third. Home plate umpire crew chief Jerry Davis.
That last pitch was the curveball I was talking about, just 71 miles an hour.
2 outs and a 2-2 pitch with Cano at first. Bounces it over to Coughlin, goes short way, and the Mariners are done in the first. Good to have you with us here at Safeco Field. Felix's first Sunday start, his first home start of the season. Kings Court in session. We didn't forget Chef Jeremy giving out the turkey leg to a stormtrooper. All right, he's hungry. So the tradition continues here at Safeco Field.
Okay, now the season has started.
Yeah, all right.
This is like, I don't even have to buy dinner now.
Well, he skipped on breakfast, save room, right? Coming out to Safeco Field, and guess what? He is tearing it up. What happened here? Ball got loose? Ball got loose out in the pen. Penn has done some great business first 3 days of the season. Felix has Stephen Vogt leading off for the A's. Vogt has really been a tough hitter for Felix. He's hitting 11 for 21, a homer, triple, and a double, a .524 clip against Felix.
His numbers on the opposite end of where Reddick is at. Reddick has struggled, but Vogt has really hit him well. Mariners have the shift on.
That Reddick reaction was priceless.
That was great. You know, we talk about it all the time. Sometimes you just can't do anything about it.
Kyle Seager resets now. Shortstop side. Here's the ball hit hard and foul. 1-2. Another good crowd. Looking at about 30,000 plus here. 36,424 last night, and in the opener 47,065. Club record. Strike three called. Second K. It's back to back. One down here in the second.
And here in the early going, you can already tell whatever was bothering him in Arlington isn't today. Great fastball command.
So hard to believe he had 5 walks, including one that forced in a run against Texas. We mentioned conversation a couple of days ago. Hey, don't want to get any walks. Don't want to do it again. Here's Lowry. Home run, .243 batting average against Felix.
And the Mariners will stay in the shift.
Here's the 1-0. A's will leave here, go home and play the Angels three games, and then the world champion Royals come in for 3 before they take off for the road. New York, Toronto, and Detroit.
It's interesting as we look at the shift with Lowry hitting, because he was able to go against the shift last night and pick up a base hit and an RBI. Those things are going to happen from time to time. It was interesting hearing Scott Servais' comments after the game about it.
Well stroked right field. Going back, Cruz not going to get it. One hop off the fence. Gets it back into second base, and a 1-out double for Jed Lowry. It's his first extra base hit of the season. And tomorrow night at 7:10, bring the family out here to Safeco Field. Check out the 2016 Mariners. Not only will you catch the new team, but you can also take part in BECU Family Night, where special view level seats. They're available for one low price, so log on to Mariners.com for your tickets. Mom and the family, it's a happy crew right now. Nice cloudy day, but comfortable as Chris Davis did swing the bat, says Sam Holbrook. Davis 4 for 20 first week of the season. Long look by Felix Hernandez, ready to go now. Job by Clevenger, picking up where Ionetta's left off. Ionetta's been outstanding, keeping the ball in front of him in the early going.
The one thing Steve Clevenger knew when he was on his way to the ballpark today with Felix on the mound, he was going to get a workout. He did catch him in spring training. He's familiar with him.
One pitch. Two and one to Chris Davis. 27 homers, 66 runs batted in last year. Felix well aware. Year before, 22 and 69 for the Brewers. Got him a chase. First time Davis seeing Felix Hernandez.
It was on the curveball. Felix in his last outing threw his curveball 30% of the time. I think some of that was, one, he was in trouble, and two, he was having a tough time with his fastball. Last year he threw it 22% of the time.
That is some sight, the Kings Court and the High Court.
Yeah, it is.
2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Two down here in the second. Third K for Felix.
Take a look at it. This looks like it's the changeup, and it is. Well located down out of the strike zone. That's what you want to see. Get him to chase it.
Felix off to a fine start here in the second. He's got Lowry at second, trying to keep him there. Here's Yonder Alonso. Alonso 3 for 9 career against Felix. Harrison kept him in check. You see that 1 for 8. Jed Lowry at second, his first extra base hit.
A couple of off-speed pitches, starting with the curveball, missed with the changeup.
This year he gets 20 wins. Mike, what do you think? 2009 he went 19 and 5. Last year got close again, 18 and 9.
I'll stay with what I've said over the years, and that is give him some run support, and he'll take care of the rest.
Back with a strike, 2 and 1.
Wouldn't you agree with that?
Run support. For too many years we've sat here, and he's given up 1, 2, maybe 3 runs, and they couldn't squeeze 3, 4 runs to beat that. A lot of games have been lost and no decision. At some point it's got to turn around. 2-1. Ed Harbert, Cano right out in short right field. Takes his time. Throws out Alonso, and that'll do it. A harmless double. 2 strikeouts for the King. Gives him 3 for the first 2 innings. No score here in Seattle. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino. Smith Tower, downtown Seattle. A great looking building. Glad to see that they keep some of the old ones. A little landmark here in Seattle. Adam Lind to lead it off. Lind, Seth Smith, and Ketel Marte against Chris Bassett. Lind so far, slow start, 1 for 11. He has been a run producer through the course of his career, Toronto and Milwaukee. A guy that should be well suited for this ballpark.
I think all Adams going to need is to see more right-handed pitching. The Mariners have seen 4 left-handed starters. He did start against one of them, the opener, which was Cole Hamels, but he needs to get some consistent at-bats.
Strike 3 called. 1 away. Second strikeout for Bassett this week only. T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network. If you're a baseball fan, MLB TV is a must-have. Saying to our birthday boy from yesterday, Rob Nielsen, how tough it would have been to get through grade school if I had had this back in the day.
Yeah, there you go.
Baseball all the time. Seth Smith, 3 for 8 started the season, 0-1 pitch.
With a home run, he had a long home run in Arlington.
Well, that's never going to leave her hands. Right? Over under. She'll have that in her hand 98% of the day. Here's the 0-2. Smitty's down. That's 3 strikeouts for Bassett. Sign your little sluggers up for the new free Mariners Kids Club powered by Junior Mariners. Membership includes newsletters and special offers, plus a wiffle ball Kids Club badge and more when you visit Safeco Field. Join the free Mariners Kids Club at mariners.com/kids. Felixes are happening here in Seattle. Kings Court, High Court. A lot of folks here to see one of the best pitchers in the game. Ketel Marte looks for the strike. Ketel 4 for 18 his first week. Breaking ball. Talking to Kurt Young, the pitching coach for the A's, said really likes the way this young man Bassett has been throwing. He's effectively wild. He's got electric stuff. Settling in as a number 3 guy in their rotation. Loves pitching, loves the competition. 0-2.
And back-to-back curveballs to Marte. Last one at 72 miles an hour.
Well, after what Rich Hill did last night, curve's not a pleasant word for the Mariner hitters. Well, Bassett obviously coming from the right side. Hill a lefty last night. 1-2.
And you're right. He threw 99 pitches, 54 breaking balls last night.
And how many slots would you figure? 3?
Probably 3 different arm angles.
Yeah.
And again, changing speed from 72 to 78.
There you go. It's one of those games he was so sharp. You want to send this down to boys in AAA and AA. Hey, fellas, here's how you get it done. Play Marte straight up, and he fouls this one back.
Well, the thing that I look at is the next series, Texas coming in on Tuesday night. Derek Holland, another left-hander, is going to pitch for Texas, so he's probably working on his breaking ball right now. Talk about it all the time, the scouting reports, and guys get the information immediately.
Oh, they don't miss it. You know, he had that in his iPad last night. 1-2. Shortstop Simmons right there. Marte hustling down the line. Throw beats him. 1-2-3 inning in the second. No score. Bassett against Felix Hernandez. Well, happy Felix Day here in Seattle. Here's a look at what he's done so far in the first 2 innings. Recorded 3 strikeouts, has not walked anybody.
This is more like it. This is what we're used to seeing from Felix. He's used all of his pitches so far. All of them look great. Has really good command of his fastball. His changeup, terrific.
And he's got the King's crown. It's an artistic barber. Good one. 8-9-1 coming up against Felix. Catcher Josh Phegley leads off. Coming in after playing on the hop is Martin, base hit. We're talking about the left-handers that the Mariners have faced. Here's what's coming up. Our CenturyLink What's Next tomorrow. Colby Lewis against Iwakuma. Then lefty Derek Holland against Wade Miley, and A.J. Griffin against Taijuan Walker. Mariners taking 2 out of 3 to open up the season in Texas. Like you were talking about scouting reports and how instantaneous they are now, obviously with iPads and all that kind of stuff. But how fast did you guys get it when you were just breaking into the big leagues? I mean, you got it within a day. You know, how fast did you notice?
Basically, probably it would take, the start of the series is when we get new information. So every 3 or 4 days is when we normally get it, because it was all scouting, and scouting would have to put the reports together and then get them back here, and then those guys would have to put the package together down to the coach's office, and then the coaches would come out and give us the stuff. So it'd take a little bit of time.
But that process is really accelerated.
I mean, with everything, including the video.
Yeah. Marcus Semien, shortstop, 1-0. Shows bunt. What's the ball 2? Had a promo in the building here as we were coming back from break about Ken Burns' Jackie Robinson documentary. I had an advanced copy. Watched it on a plane coming home the other day. Runner goes, swung on and foul tip. And it airs on PBS beginning tomorrow night. It's 4 hours. And needless to say, it is another spectacular effort by Ken Burns, his daughter and son-in-law. And there's a lot of stuff about Robinson. There'll be some things we want everybody to see it. There's a few things that we had thought were some truth, some happenings that did occur, became part myth. It'll be interesting, folks, to learn that. And Semien, 2-2. Talked about Jackie's life as a player and then his post-playing days.
I was watching the video as they were showing it on the big screen here, and it's great to watch him. Exciting player.
2-2 pitch. Clevenger blocks it. It's 3-2. On deck hitter. It's Coco Crisp. Kings Court and the High Court today. Josh Fegley aboard. Leadoff single. He's 4 for 6 in limited playing time. Marte and Cano double play depth up the middle. 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. And it's ball 4. Well, he's 11 away from tying a Randy Johnson. A big unity. Could use a K right now. Impressive list. Randy Johnson, Felix, Jamie Moyer, Mark Langston, and Mike Moore. But keeping the strikeout totals, and they are on the money with 3. It's out in right field. Top of the order, second time through now for Coco Crisp.
Let's see if he wants to drop a bunt down. Nobody out. Kyle Seager in on the grass. And Lynn in front of the base at first.
First and second. Nobody out. Here in the third. First strike 1 to Crisp. Mike Aldretti, the first base coach. Ron Washington, the third base coach for Oakland. Here's Wash. So no bunt. Felix ahead on 2.
Well, the game is changing. I think the thing that's interesting in the past, as far as the past few years, you Felix in one of these situations, managers are usually going to try to play for a run because he's just so difficult to score on. Decided to let Coco swing away.
What's he come back with here against Coco?
Just fouled off the changeup. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes right back with it again.
Nicely blocked by Clevenger. Ball and 2 strikes. Mama said strike you out. LL Cool J will appreciate that. 1-2. Down low, ball 2.
Missed with the changeup. It's interesting in these bunting situations, Dave. You talk to a lot of the managers now. They just do not like to give up the outs. The outs are precious to them, and they don't want to just give them to you. And in large part, the numbers support them.
Earl Weaver, most precious commodity in baseball. You only get 27. There's one right there. It's a strikeout in the 4th of the afternoon for Felix.
What a changeup. See the grip of the changeup, and it'll end up right on the outside corner at the knees.
Devastating pitch.
You see the movement. Great movement on his changeup. That's a big key. Always keeps up his arm speed and sells it like a fastball. And even though it's only 3 miles an hour off of his fastball, that movement is typically what's going to get the hitter.
Check, check, and check. Coughlin grounded out to first. Double play gets him out of it. Strike 1.
Starts him off with the curveball. His curveball was a really good pitch for him last year. League just hit 141 off of his curveball, slugged 169.
Stoudemire Jr. there. pitching coach for the Mariners. His dad had the pleasure of working with Felix as well. 1-1.
He's talking to Felix about his curveball in spring training, and he continues to evolve. And he said that he wanted his curveball. And we talk about it. Sometimes teams will be very aggressive with him. He needed something else other than his fastball changeup to get ahead in counts, as he did right here. Start him off with the curveball, slow him down a little bit.
Strike two. We saw that in spring training. A couple teams came out, hey man, we're getting on you right now.
Yeah.
The first 4 batters are first pitch swinging.
And then that's the adjustment that he'll make as he goes through this season. There will be teams that will be aggressive with him, and he'll see his curveball, and he'll go to it immediately just to try to slow them down. It doesn't hurt that it's one of the best curveballs in the league, and he can throw it for a strike.
At any time, I know. He's talented, gifted, and he's worked hard. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A slow roller. They'll be happy to get one here. And they do. Nice play, Marte, to get Coughlin. 2 down. Runners move up. Stick around after the game for Mariners postgame. It's presented by Delta Airlines.
This will be interesting.
Yeah.
Reddick walking up to the plate. Felix was able to strike him out on 3 pitches. We talked about it at the start of the game. Reddick coming into this one hitting just 140 in his career against Felix.
And I think it was just utter despair when he struck out that first time. You've seen other guys do that. Torrey Hunter, Nick Swisher over the years. Remember Torrey just Torrey struck out one time and just saluted with the left hand. Swisher sort of bowed.
Major league players, they know when they've struggled. They know what their numbers are.
You bet.
And sometimes you can't do anything about it. So Felix needs to get a big out right here, get out of the inning.
Reddick's had a good series. And Felix back with a strike, 1-1.
Good fastball at the knees, 91 miles an hour.
2-run homer for Reddick, 5th inning in last night's game, and a solo blast in the 5th in the opener. To Josh Reddick. 2-1. Feel like you're going to the gallows. I mean, you get that coffee in the morning. Man, I'm hitting $140 against this clown. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I need more sugar.
And sometimes you feel that you have success if you just put them in play.
I hear you.
You know, you can't see the ball, you can't pick it up for whatever reason. You have those guys in your career.
And you go back, hey, I hit it hard.
Put it in play to win.
And that guy for you, the last one you remember?
David Cone.
Yeah.
Could not pick up his slider at all.
Because of where his
he would change. Well, he would change arm angles on it.
Exactly.
And I just could not pick it up.
Felix trying to put an end to this A's 3rd inning threat. 2 outs, runners at 2nd and 3rd. He's got 4 Ks. And he'll have to go one more pitch here. He's got a full count. Stephen Vogt, the flip side of Reddick. Vogt came in with a .524 batting average against Felix. So this is a very big pitch right here. Top of the 3rd, 2 outs, 2nd and 3rd. A payoff here to Reddick. Pitch from Felix. Outside, walked him. The bases are loaded. His 2nd walk of the inning.
Back to his curveball and missed with it.
Felix got Vogt looking on a 1-2 pitch to start the 2nd inning. And Josh Fegley, he's at 3rd. Marcus Semien is at 2nd. Josh Reddick just getting the 1st. Vogt 5 for 18 in the early going here in this season. It's an important juncture in the game. Cano in short right field.
Good, and good fastball right at the bottom of the strike zone. Didn't get the call.
Big juncture in the game here. Vogt already has been a good run producer for Oakland. 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Jerry Davis, home plate umpire. calls a strike here. Jerry in the first inning had a couple plays reversed at first base. Jerry's been around for a long time. One to vote. Felix trying to pitch his way out of the situation here. 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right now, advantage vote. .25 pitches this inning for Felix. Maybe none more crucial than this one. 2-1, bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch. Fouled off.
You really have to appreciate his guts. And that count right there, 2-1, so many times pitchers, they don't want to fall behind 3-1, and they'll give you a pretty good fastball to hit. Not Felix. He comes right back with the changeup. Probably down out of the strike zone, but he gets him to swing at it.
You don't have to have a game decided in the 9th, Mike. You sure don't, right?
Oh, you're right. Absolutely.
2-2, 2 out, bases loaded. Pitch from Felix to Vogt. Just got a piece of it.
Great changeup. A lot of movement on it. Started on the outside corner. You can see from the tracer how far off the plate it ended up. Not sure how he was able to get a piece of it, but he'll stay alive.
4 strikeouts for Felix. 2 walks, both this inning. A heavy volume of pitches in this frame. A 2-2 pitch here to Vogt. Swing on and fouled off. He stays alive. Clevenger could not hold on. Tough break.
Barely stays alive again. This time it was the curveball. We'll take a look at it. Curveball breaking straight down. 12-6. Just gets a piece of it. Ended up in the dirt.
Two and 2. Here we go. Do it again. Pitch from Felix. Swung out of miss. Struck him out. Big moment for the King early in the 3rd inning. The A's are turned away. They leave him loaded. We just saw a great battle. Felix against Stephen Vogt. Mike, take us inside here.
2-1 count, and Felix comes right back with a changeup, and you can see he gets himself back in the count. More times than not, you'll see a pitcher try to locate a fastball in that situation. You have the bases loaded. You have a hitter up there that has been hot and has hit you well, and that's eventually comes back with it to get him out, strike him out, and get out of the inning. But so many times in those situations, you'll see a pitcher, because the bases are loaded, they don't want to go to a 3-1 count, because they know in that 3-1 count, you have to throw the fastball at that point, and that's really in the hitter's advantage. Felix just will not give in. And then we've seen him do that time and time again over the years. It's one of the things that really separates him from being great, because he comes back with the changeup, even though it was down out of the strike zone, able to get the swing and eventually get the strikeout down. And just great pitching from him. One of the things that makes him so difficult. Talk about his stuff all the time, but he's also smart, and he has a lot of guts out there.
Ultra competitive.
Yeah, and that's just great stuff right there.
Steve Clevenger leading off, 2-1 count. Second start, he started Wednesday's game. Texas up the middle, Simeon waiting for it, gets a friendly hop. One away.
99% fielder,
Bassett, he struck out 2 so far. Make that 3 and walked 1. Get 2 in the third. We'll look at Leonys Martin now. Got a homer, 3 runs batted in. Martin at 267. But Fegley quickly out to get it, throws him out. A little more length. Let's take a look at our Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Rangers come to town. Mariners won the season series against them last year. Open up the season here 2-1 against them. Then it's off to New York and Cleveland and Anaheim, and then finish up the month at home with Houston and the world champion Kansas City Royals. Top of the order, Nori Aoki. It's a sun breaking through. It's out blessing right now in the King's Court. Aoki flied out to left.
Mariners looking for their first hit in the game. About Aoki coming into this one, 4 for 6 in his career against Bassett.
There's a gapper that Coco Crisp will not be able to get. Nori Aoki with that 2-out double here in the bottom of the third. First hit for the Mariners. First extra base hit for Nori this season.
Able to stay on the slow curveball. Lets it travel. And his curveball today has been 71, 72 miles an hour. Squares it up into the gap. Mariners pick up their first hit of the game, get their first runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Kyle Seager. Kyle a chance to drive in a run. The A's put the shift on with their defense.
Fastball for a strike. Kyle struck out on a 2-2 pitch. First time up. It's 0-1, breaking ball. 0-2.
Another slow curveball at 70.
The Mariners trying to capitalize after Felix shuts down the A's. The bases loaded in the top half of this inning. Ready, here's an 0-2 pitch. Nice job fighting that one off.
You know, one of the better fastballs we've seen from Bassett at 95. There's a big separation between his curveball and the fastball. Bassett in his last start, he threw his curveball about 20% of the time. Last year he was right around 14%, so throwing it more, and he certainly is using it here today.
Yeah, a lot more confidence this time around. 0-2. Here's a big point of reference from Kurt Young, pitching coach, about Bassett. Okay, he's at second. 2 outs. confidence for Bassett has really picked up. Just 1-8 last year. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. And there's that breaking ball. Strikes out Seager. Mariners leave a runner stranded at second. No score here at Safeco Field. Game, and Felix in his first home start, he is putting on a show to the delight of the Kings Court and the High Court here at Safeco Field.
5 strikeouts for Felix through the first 3 innings. Had to work a little bit in the third, but was able to get out of it with a big strikeout right there, a Vogt.
Stephen Vogt out of Tumwater, Washington, and a lot of fans down there rooting for him. And that was a big moment to strike him out with the bases loaded. It'll be Jed Lowry, Chris Davis, Yonder Alonso, 5, 6, and 7 here in the 4th inning.
And you can see Felix's pitch count at 54. Had to throw a lot of pitches in the inning.
Strike 1 to Lowry, who doubled to right. 1 out in the 2nd inning. Just got one of the 2 hits today, and these shoe companies, they don't mess around in terms of, hey, what do you need? What do you want? Cano has his design with his company. Saw Cruz earlier. But the other thing too we're seeing, Mike, we saw it last year. So you got the shift on. There's Robbie and his apparel. Got the shift on, and guys can't get the bunt down consistent.
Because they're not used to doing it, Dave.
But I mean, you would think, knowing how people shift on you now, right?
Yeah, it's.
Bill Kruger and I were talking about that with Kurt Young, and you know, they hate the shift. That was hilarious coming in the middle of that conversation.
Right, but well, if you really think about it, it's one thing to see it. Another thing to attempt doing it, and you can practice it, which helps in batting practice, or get in there off of one of the machines in the cages and practice it. But if these guys don't do it in the minor leagues at all, and so they're trying.
There you go.
Now you go up there and you try to bunt on Felix when you haven't done it, and that makes it more difficult. And I think you're going to start to see that in the minor leagues. They're going to make guys bunt more. Because even though they're trying to win their games, the most important thing is to learn and get better and try to help yourself. And that is an area where you can really help yourself.
It's an asset. It's a weapon. Get on. You know, you're a runner now. You got a chance to score a run.
Well, I think that you'll start to see Oregon, but that takes a little bit of time for that to eventually show up here.
3-2.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of baseball together, and bunting hasn't been a part of it for a long time. But now that the game has changed and the pitching is so dominant in the game, I think you'll start to see that part of it come back.
I'm going to set my timer to the second half of the season and hold you to it.
Well, I'm telling you, these guys, they used to be an A ball, and they're just swinging away, right, trying to hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, exactly. 3-2 pitch. Foul.
Good curveball from Felix.
I like your point about it better, if it's going to start anywhere, it better start down the low.
Right.
Work its way up.
And it's
because these guys are set. They're like, eh.
And it's up to the organizations to make that happen, and I think that they will.
And just as a baseball guy, you got to say, geez, I got to take advantage of that. Right?
You see them trying to. They want to.
Swing and a miss. Lowry strikes out. That's back-to-back K6 for the game so far. Let's hear from Scott Service, his thoughts on all the shifts that are happening.
As an at-bats workout, there's certain ways you want to pitch guys, but over the course of the game, you have to make adjustments, and that's what catchers do. They're reading what the pitcher has. They're reading how the hitter's reacting to it. So we got beat with the shift a couple times last night. That's going to happen. Okay, but over the course of the season, over the course of a month, you will be on the plus side of the shifts. And even in the season so far, we're well on the plus side. It stood out last night because we got beat a couple times with it.
Well, we used to talk a lot about Houston and some of these other teams that shift. The Mariners are going to be up there in the high numbers this year.
They will be, and I had an interesting conversation with Scott in spring training about them. And basically, he's trying to put his team in a situation to where the percentages are in their favor. Now, it's not 100%. It's just not going to work out that way. But if the percentages, especially if they're lopsided, they're going to go to those shifts. It doesn't mean that time to time the ball isn't going to go in the opposite direction.
0-2 pitch here to Davis. Swing and a miss. Clevenger puts a tag on him. 3 consecutive strikeouts. 7 for Felix now, getting a little momentum.
Well, if he keeps doing that, you won't have to worry about the shifts at all.
That's your shift right here. Yeah, right.
He'll take another look at it. Like the changeup down in the dirt. He's really getting the A's to chase that pitch. He has a good fastball today, and they'll show it to him and then go right back with the changeup. So difficult to lay off of that pitch.
I'm told that Big Papi, David Ortiz, 2015, had 524 shifts against him that led all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and I'd like to see what the percentage is of how many times he hit into it.
Or hit over it.
He's not going to change, right?
No,
nor do they want it. They don't want him to either.
No. Here's Alonso. There's a bunt, and that's going to work. Beats the shift there. Duly noted. Saturday, April 30th. Nelson Cruz Boomstick Bobblehead Night. Thanks to Root Sports, the first 20,000 fans will enjoy the Boom in Bobblehead 4. Join us for a night that's sure to be a blast when you get your tickets at Mariners.com. The tape measure not included. It's one of those things, if you're going to give it to me, Alonso says, I'll take it, and he kept it fair. Fegley with a base hit to center, leading off the third.
He hit the first pitch on a fastball, and Felix that time again making the adjustment, starts him off with the breaking ball in the outside corner.
Sun breaking through here at Safeco Field. Welcome sight. A bunt base hit by Alonso, the third Oakland hit. Oh, 2 to Fegley. Fegley, the 8-hole hitter. We've got all that drama building in the third. A single to walk to Simeon after a strikeout and a ground out, a walk to Reddick, and then Vogt struck out with the bases loaded. Felix sitting on 7 strikeouts, 2 this inning. Give him 8. Right on cue. Runner stranded. Felix in a groove with 8 Ks through 4. Familiar refrain, getting some runs.
Welcome back to Safeco Field. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. The Kings Court not just in session here at Safeco Field, but all over the country, all over the world. Look at Jeff Nelson wishing you a happy Felix Day. Felixing from the sunny shores of Aruba. I am so jealous, Jeff. And down in San Diego, the Kings Court is also in session. And finally, oh, it's a great day whenever you can get together with Pop Pop. They are at First Beach in La Push, Washington. Remember to use the hashtag #WhereIRoot. It's presented by Alaska Airlines. Guys.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Who's up for a few runs here? The Mariners only 1 run their last 16 innings. 3, 4, and 5 here. Cano, Cruz, and Lind against Chris Bassett. First time up, Robbie walked on 4 pitches. Davis has it in his sights. Makes the catch in fair territory. Bring up Nelson Cruz.
And you're right, Dave, listening to you talk about those numbers for them, that they have to find a way to start creating some more pressure, and just haven't been able to do it. Bassett, you were talking about confidence, relaxed, better than he was last year, not as wild. You can certainly see that today, so you have to get him a little bit uncomfortable if you can.
3 defenders left side in the shift for Nelson Cruz. Just 4 hits in the ballgame. The Mariners have 1. There's a 2-out double by Aoki last inning. Outfield straight away and deep. Huge hole right side. 0-1. Way outside. 2-1.
Doing the same thing. Nelson's first at bat. A lot of fastballs going right at him, and the same thing here. 3 pitches, all of them fastballs.
Two-1 to Nelly. Breaking ball misses. 3-1. Cruz with a home run down in Texas. Might have reached a height of 15 feet. A straight line, right?
It was impressive. Most of them are.
Three-one pitch. Oh, he wanted that. Full count. Cruz went deep last Tuesday. 2-2 pitch in the 4th for his first home run against Martin Perez. Part of a 10-2 Mariner win. 3-2 to Cruz. And he draws a walk. It'll be the second walk issued by Bassett. Hey fans, our annual Ultimate Northwest Fan Contest, it's back, and it's presented by Country Financial. Root Sports going to be looking for the ultimate fan in the state of Washington throughout the month of April. So submit a photo and story on our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan. And you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey, and more. Official rules, go to rootsports.com. Adam Lind struck out on looking on an 0-2 pitch. First time. Did not go, says Carlos Torres, ball 1. Bassett struck out 4, walked 2. left field. Going back, Davis on the track for the catch. There's 2 outs, and it'll bring up Seth Smith. Mariners in Seattle. Children's invite junior Mariners to stop by the play field located off the main concourse in center field. Kids can stop by to enjoy the playground or cast a wish in the wishing well. Check it out next time you're here at the ballpark. Sashi Wakuma, Colby Lewis tomorrow. Texas comes to town. We'll be on the air. 7:10 first pitch. 6:30 pregame tomorrow evening. Seth Smith with a strikeout in the second. Now 2 for 6 against Bassett. He does have 3 runs batted in against him. Shift on against him with Lowry and a couple steps on the grass. Right field. 2-0. Cruz at first, having walked. A couple of flyouts in the inning. Cano and Lynn flying out the left. 2-0. 3-0. Ketel Marte awaits.
A couple of outs. The way Seth Smith has been swinging the bat all spring and at the start of the season, why not?
I.e. the green light. I agree.
Yes. Huge gap in right center field.
Four-pitch walk, 2 on for the Mariners. 2 outs in the 4th. A good spot for Marte. Marte entered tonight this afternoon, left-hand hitter, hitting 3 for 4. Struggling from the right side, 1 for 14. Rounded out to short to end the second inning. Fourth base runner tonight, 3 walks and a hit. Ball 1. Three hits and 2 walks and 5 base runners for the Athletics. One-0 to Marte. Able to hold that swing. 2-0. 6 straight balls thrown by Bassett. Good opportunity here. 2 outs, 2 on. Ball 3.
That's what we were talking about. Get some base runners out there. Try to make them a little bit uncomfortable, and it appears to be working right now. Having a tough time with the strike zone. Up to that point, he was really cruising along.
Steve Clevenger's on deck. Boy, he's lost it. 8 consecutive balls. The bases are loaded for the Mariners here in the 4th for Steve Clevenger.
I'm sure we'll see Kurt Young make a trip out to the mound. And here he comes out of the dugout. Try to settle him down. Clevenger grounded out to short his first time up, looking for his first hit. So far on the season, just 0 for 4.
Clevenger has got 1 career grand slam. 11 RBIs with the bases loaded. So here we go. You get Cruz at 3rd, Smith at 2nd, and Marte at 1st for Clevenger with 2 outs.
And you want to talk about struggling in this inning. Bassett so far has thrown 18 pitches, 14 of them for balls. Might be a good idea to take a pitch. See what he does.
First pitch to Clevenger. There's a strike. Now he can go to work. A's had him loaded in the third. Mariners threaten here in the fourth. Drops in a breaking ball. 0-2.
He started him with a slider and came back with the slow curveball at 71.
Two pitch. Ground ball, first base, Alonso. That threat dies. 3 stranded in the fourth. 0-0 ball game. Big catch, and we take you back to the third inning, and Felix was in a deep well of trouble, Mike, and he was able to get out of it.
The first 2 runners able to reach base. Eventually they had the bases loaded in that inning, but a big strikeout of Vogt to get out of the inning with the bases loaded. So both pitchers, both starters, Bassett and Felix, able to work their way out of a bases loaded situation.
Felix with 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Bassett struck out 4 and walked 4. Felix will face 9-1-2 here in the 5th inning. Here's what Felix has done to this point. And strike 1 to Marcus Semien. He walked back in the 3rd.
72 pitches, 46 strikes for Felix.
Semien, Coco Crisp, and Chris Coghlan, 9-1-2. Seager to his left. And throws out. Semien 1 down. Texas Rangers making their first visit to Safeco Field beginning tomorrow. Colby Lewis will be on the mound against Hisashi Iwakuma. Tuesday, Derek Holland will be the first time we see him. He'll go against Wade Miley. He'll make his Mariners Safeco Field debut. And then A.J. Griffin, who was once with these Athletics, he takes on Taijuan Walker.
When we were in Arlington, they did not see Griffin or Holland. They did face Colby Lewis. Hit a couple of home runs off of him. Martin hit a home run, and so did Cano.
Coco Crisp, 3rd time around through the order against Felix Hernandez. Coco a ground out and a strikeout. Marte's got it. 2 outs here in the 5th, and some bad things have happened. Boy, notable injuries to the Rangers. Shin-Soo Choo on the DL. Robinson Chirinos, 2 starters. You knew about Darvish, and you knew about Hamilton. But Choo and Chirinos, valuable contributors.
Yeah, starting catcher and Choo. What a second half he had last year.
2 outs, nobody on here in the 5th. Chris Coghlan 0 for 2 with ground outs. High chopper, Felix takes his time. Oh, and off the glove of Lynn. Tough break.
They're going to call the runner out, running in line. Felix saw it right away.
Bob Melvin out quickly to talk to Jerry Davis.
And we'll take a look at it. Coghlan running down the line. Looked like he had a chance to get in the box, but he comes out. Now he's on the grass. Well outside. It's not even close. And Lynn, when the runner's getting close, that's what he was worried about right there. So he was called out. And the good news for Felix, only 6 pitches to get out of the inning.
Gotta like it. Bottom of the order coming up, Martin, then Aoki and Seager in the scoreless ball game. Seattle Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by Country Financial. Visit ourownfuture.com. And by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealer.com. Snoqualmie Falls, beautiful sight.
Like to see Martin get on if he can. A lot of speed with Martin. Came into the game hitting .267 with a home run, 3 RBIs.
Tried to punt his way on last time, was thrown out by the catcher Josh Fegley.
There you go.
Beat the shift.
Get back to the top of the order now. Aoki. Take a look at it. It's a fastball, goes the other way with it. As Dave mentioned, beating the shift. Good piece of hitting.
Media session today with Scott Service. I said, obviously, you got to get guys on. It's, in terms of the run game, we talked so much about the run game. He said, hey, look, we get an opportunity, we're going to be who we are. So let's see if they put it in play right now. Aoki last night, 3-2 pitch took off, and Vogt made a heck of a throw to get him. But let's see if turn Martin loose.
And the other thing to consider in this situation is Aoki is now 5 for 8 in his career against Bassett, so he's hit him well.
Mariners are 0 for 3 in base stealing so far. Aoki doubled to right center. last time up. That base hit for Aoki in the 36th of the season.
Wasn't sure about the sign, so he stepped out. Maniac to go through it again.
Teen creeped out a little bit farther. Had a pretty good lead.
He did. More times than not, if there was a play on, say a hit and run or something like that, typically when the hitter steps out and they want the signs again, they'll usually take the play off, at least for a pitch. Worried about the other team maybe pitching out on you.
Chris shading towards left center. And this is a double play ball right here. Lowry, Simeon, and Alonso. 4-6-3. Time now for our Geico this date in MLB history. What do we have? How about Mr. Griffey Jr.? First career home run on this date in '89, and then became the youngest player to hit his 400th career home run on this same date.
105 days away from him going into Cooperstown.
Ran into a lady yesterday, no, it was the day before. She already has her Cooperstown tickets and is thrilled. There's Seager, 2 strikeouts so far.
Looked like Bassett thought that last pitch was a strike. Tried to hit the inside corner.
One-0 to Kyle. Shift on against him as per usual. And Alonso on the hop takes care of it. Double play, a big help to Chris Bassett. We got a scoreless battle here in Seattle on a sunny Sunday. No score. I'll give the fans what they want. That's what the King has done here today. Through 5. He struck out 8, walked just 2, and held the A's scoreless on 3 hits.
He's had everything working for him today. Those strikeouts, been able to get him with the fastball, changeup, even his curveball. 77 pitches overall, but through 5 innings, just the 3 hits, couple of walks, and 8 strikeouts. Look at the middle of the order here in the 6th inning. Reddick, Vogt, and Laurie do up.
First pitch to Josh. 0-1 Reddick today. Struck out on an 0-2 pitch, walked in a 3-2 pitch. Just 5 hits combined in this ballgame.
As you look at the middle of the lineup for the A's, he's been able to handle them all. Reddick and Vogt. Lowry has a double. He had a double in the second inning.
And all of them struck out at least once. 1-1 pitch.
Good curveball. Just missed the outside corner.
2-1. A's and Rangers starting today atop the American League West 3-3 record. Houston and the Mariners at 2-3. Two and two. Well, you're hearing from the Kings Court and the High Court. They've already seen Reddick strike out once. In fact, he was the first Felix victim this afternoon. He's got 8 total. Here's the 2-2. Up the middle and waiting for it is Marte. Hit right into the shift. And there's one away in the 6th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. A couple strikeouts for Stephen Vogt, one looking, one swinging, and one swinging was pivotal. 2 outs, bases loaded in the 3rd, and that ended a huge A's threat. Vogt, born in Visalia, California, lives in Tumwater, Washington. 45 minutes south of Seattle. He knows about 20 feet into right center field. Or into right field, not right center. 3-0. Felix well aware of Vogt's .524 career batting average entering today's game as you look at the on-deck hitter Jed Lowry. Vogt DHing today. Most of the catching for the A's. Here's a 3-1. High fly ball deep right center field. Martin. And the catch made out there. Luckily there was no collision. It was Cruz that came up with it. Boy, oh boy.
And they're both calling it at the same time, keeping an eye on the ball. Unfortunately, Cruz was able to catch it. I know Martin is new to this team, but they spent some time together in Texas.
Exactly. That's why I was like, yo, fellas. Two outs in the 6th. Jed Lowry double and a strikeout today. First Sunday home game of the season, and it is a pitcher's duel in the 6th. Struck out on a 3-2 pitch leading off the 4th. Certainly not surprised to see Felix Sharp coming off that hard luck loss in the opener against Texas. Gave up 1 hit. Did walk 5, including walking in a run in his 6 innings of working against the Rangers. Ground ball, Lind is right there taking himself, and Felix breezes through the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 in a row. He's retired, and coming up you get Cano, you get Cruz, and you got Lind, the big boys. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Mariners. Well, distraction occurs anytime you take your eyes off the road. If you're texting, you're not driving. Let's reach our target, 0 goal together, 0 traffic deaths in your family, and 0 traffic deaths in our state. As you look at the westbound new bridge, the 520 bridge is going to be opening tomorrow. And if you're coming to the ballpark tomorrow night, this is the route you'll be taking. Bring a pitcher's duel here in Seattle. Chris Bassett, Felix Hernandez, no score, bottom 6. Robinson Cano to lead off.
The Athletics with just 3 hits. Mariners only 2.
Ground ball right to the second baseman, Lowry. Goes to Alonso for the first out. So Cruz a walk, a fly out, and a ground out 0 for 2. That brings up Nelson Cruz. He's reached on a fielder's choice and a walk. Nelly can get into one. 1 home run. It was down to Texas. Shift on against him. 3 defenders left side.
Started him with the curveball. His first 2 at bats, for the most part, going at him with the fastball, trying to pitch him inside.
Bassett's been a revelation. Here's a guy that went 1-8 last year with a 3.56, 18 games, 13 starts. Mariners roughed him up. He was 0-2 against them in 4 games. August 26, he gave up 4 first-inning runs and a loss right here at Safeco Field. 2-0. Two and 1 to the boomstick here in the 6th. This one scorched right center field, and he gets to the track. Cruz out of the box hard. He's into second with a 1-out double in the 6th. Just the 3rd Mariner hit, and for Nelly, his 2nd double of the young season.
And it's another fastball. This one's elevated out over the plate.
Runs at a premium. Good hustle, good effort out of the box by the big man. Adam Lind will be the next hitter. He struck out looking and flied to left. With his stroke in this ballpark, Mike, you want to see him get heated up.
Yeah.
It could be a heck of a sight once he gets rolling. Up the middle. We thought about going to Cruz to get him at 3rd, but Simeon will take the out. 2 down, runner at 3rd.
Last couple of at-bats, he's hit the ball hard. Nothing to show for it.
The Mariners had the bases loaded in the 4th. They get a runner to 3rd here in the 6th inning. See if Seth Smith could pick up that run. He struck out and walked tonight, this afternoon. For each team, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Athletics have stranded 5. Mariners have stranded 5. Smitty gets into it, down the line, and hooks it foul.
He was all over that 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it was on the inside corner, elevated. Probably belt high, and he turned on it. It's a little bit too quick. Mariners need a big base hit. So far in this series, 0 for 3 today with runners in scoring position, 0 for 11 in the series. Haven't been able to get the big hit and really not creating a lot of opportunities.
It has been a tough go offensively. 0-1 here to Seth. Breaking ball 1-1. See what gives here. 1-1. 2 out, runner at third. Off the fist, fouled back. Good to have the sun breaking through this afternoon. It started out 57 degrees, going up a degree to 58. Wind not much of a factor at all. All right, you're in Smitty's shoes. What are you looking at here? Because a lot of things have worked for the most part for Bassett today.
Well, you're right, and I think right now with him, it's either going to be that fastball, probably inside again, or the curveball. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to the breaking ball. He's thrown a lot of them today. Wasted the fastball.
2-2.
Really, in this series, Oakland's pitching, we've seen a lot of breaking balls. Even guys coming out of the bullpen, outside of maybe Doolittle.
That's Zipchinski last night for a bunch. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Pitch. Up and in. Full count. Tel Marte's on deck. 0 for 1 with a walk. Lead run is 90 feet away. Second really good scoring opportunity for the Mariners. Long look by Bassett. He's ready. 3-2 to Seth Smith. Taken outside for ball 4. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Second time Smith has walked. And for Bassett, that's a 5th free pass. Mariners could use a big knock here from this youngster, Ketel Marte. Marte with 17 runs batted in 57 games for the Mariners last season. No action in either bullpen. 2 outs, runners at the corners here in the 6th. First pitch. Ball 1. A lot of room out there for Marte. Cruz at third, Smith at first. Taken for a strike, 1-1. Here's Bassett out of Toledo, Ohio by way of Nashville, Tennessee. He's got a 1-1 pitch coming. Breaking ball hit foul.
Another slow curveball. That's when it's 73 miles an hour. 83 pitches, 46 strikes.
He's done a good job with the curveball. He's not telegraphing.
No, he's throwing. His arm speed is really good. He's selling it, going out of the same arm slot.
Trying to get a run home. 1-2 pitch. Pulls it. Lowry. Oh, he breaks it. Marte runs well. He beats it out. Mariners lead 1-0 as Cruz scores. Needed that.
Well, you just keep hanging in there. The A's last year led the majors in errors, 126 of them. You take a look at this. Another breaking ball. Marte hits it hard. It's right on the barrel. Lowry ranges over right off the heel of his glove, and even though the ball didn't move too far from him, the speed of Marte too much. Good hustle to pick up the run.
And Lowry might make 2 errors in Friday night's game.
Came into the game with 6 total. That was second most in the American League this year, now 7.
Mariners will gladly take it, 1-0. Here's Steve Clevenger.
You mentioned today 5 walks and now an error. Really like to take advantage of that.
Clevenger, the 6th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. 2 outs, 2 on. Clevenger got a battle here. He's behind 0-2. A run for Felix. See if they can get him some more with 2 outs. Oh, he fought that off. In on his hands hard too.
Yeah, 95 miles an hour just off the inside corner. Twenty pitches in the inning. 87 total. Liam Hendricks getting loose.
We say last year, be greedy. Simeon get to the bag. Mariners get a run on a hit and an error, and 2 left, 6 complete. Felix and the Mariners lead 1-0 here against Oakland. Seattle Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Pleasant Sunday to you from Seattle at Safeco Field. 1-0 Mariners, an unearned run. Mariners will take it. Kings Court, High Court in session today. Felix's first start here at home in 2016. And there you have it. Since franchise moved to Oakland, most wins against the Athletics. Frank Tanana, 1 ahead of Felix, followed by Bert Blyleven and Kenny Rogers, your old teammate, Mike.
Yep. He also pitched for the A's.
Told that Kenny Rogers seemed like he was unbeatable down in Oakland.
That's why they went out and signed him.
Can't beat him, join him.
Felix now 91 pitches, 56 strikes, nobody throwing in the pen. He had a quick 6th inning, certainly helped.
3, 6, 7 in a row he's retired. Got Chris Davis here, 0-1. Davis to be followed by Alonso and Fegley. So this is 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order for the A's. Felix has 8 Ks, 2 walks, and you can hear the King's Court. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 9. Davis has K'd 3 times this afternoon.
We talk about it all the time with Felix. He throws every one of his pitches. This one's the changeup with a lot of conviction. Well located again too. His changeup has been down right below the knees all day long.
Fly ball center field, backing up Martin. Plenty of room. Quick 2 outs. MLB TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 devices. Includes a free subscription to At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Visit Mariners.com for details. Josh Fegley, the hitter, 2 outs here in the 7th. Looking at last year's record, for the most part, when Felix had a loss, look out, because he bounced back strong. Exception maybe 1 or 2 instances. Only once did he lose back-to-back starts. I think these guys have thrown some good baseball today. 2-1 pitch. That line foul. 30,834. Another good crowd here. Opening weekend.
Endless at bat. Felix has not thrown Fegley a fastball yet.
Comic Con in town. Saw a lot of folks in their gear today. Swing and a miss. If you have 10, you win, because Felix has struck out 10 and retired the last 10 men that he has faced. He's got a 1-0 lead. He only needed 9 pitches to get through the 7th inning. Time for the 7th inning stretch, and God bless America here at Safeco Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you now to please rise and join us in honoring our great country with the singing of God Bless America. Please welcome back John B. Cooper.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wide we fall. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
It's not a stretch to think you could win Washington's lottery. What would you do if you won? Download the app and play today. We welcome you back to Seattle, Safeco Field. 1-0 Mariners. Felix Hernandez threw 7 with 10 strikeouts, retired the last 10 men that he faced. Shirts out, that means he's done. And a fine performance it was.
He was great. What a bounce back for him. I don't think either one of us are surprised by that.
To be honest with you, when I got up this morning, I expected it.
Well, hopefully the Mariners can add to their lead.
Martin can't keep it fair.
One of the things I talked to Martin about in spring training, you look back at his numbers in 2013 and 14 has been, well, no, it's Peralta getting loose. Looking at his numbers, he was amongst the league leaders in bunt base hits and infield hits. Didn't really try it in spring training. He said he didn't want to show it to the scouts, but when the season started, he would try it. And he's tried a couple times today.
Thrown out by Fegley. Back in the third, trying to bunt his way on. He's in an 0-2 hole here. Martin, Aoki, and Seager. 9-1 and 2 for the Mariners. An error by Jed Lowry, the second baseman. So look at Fernando Rodriguez running it. Allowed the Mariners only run to score. That was in the 6th. Two from Bassett. Breaking ball hit right to Alonso. On away here in the home 7th, the 4th annual Mariners Beard Hat Night set for Friday, April 29th. World champion Royals will be in town. It's free to the first 20,000 fans. Visit Mariners.com for tickets to Beard Hat Night. And once you put it on your face, may not let you take it off. Good crowd on hand here. 30,834 this Sunday. Top of the order, Aoki. 1 for 3, a double to right center in the 3rd. Outfield shifted over towards the left for Aoki. His shorts up, shows bunt, takes a strike, 1-1. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Athletics. The Mariners are run on 3 hits, no errors. Mariners have stranded 7 runners. The A's have stranded 5. It's been an effective pitch for young Mr. Bassett. Got 4 strikeouts, 5 walks. He's really kept the guys off stride. Fly ball left field, Davis in the right spot.
Yeah, not much of a surprise to see all the breaking balls again. Last night Hill was really effective. 99 pitches for him, 54 breaking balls. Bassett probably throwing a few more fastballs tonight, this afternoon. He's definitely thrown a number of curveballs, a few changeups.
We're not going to be surprised if we see the Rangers come in here tossing a lot of breaking balls these next 3 days.
That's kind of what Colby Lewis does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a hard thrower. His fastball's around 88.
Rangers trail at the Angels 3-1. Kyle Seager. Ball 1. Kyle struck out his first 2 times out, and then grounded out to Alonso, the first baseman. Pitch. Popped up. Playable. Third baseman Coghlan back to get it. Mariners go quietly in the 7th. To the 8th inning we go. The Mariners lead 1-0. Joel Peralta will take over for the Mariners. take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the ball game. Take you back to the 6th inning. Nelson Cruz on 1-out double to right center field.
And gets a fastball out over the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it and lines it into the gap.
Here's Marte. 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Ball hit to Lowry off the heel. Boots it. And Marte accelerated that last halfway up the line there. Beat it out, and Cruz is able to score. Meanwhile, you got pretty much a virtuoso performance by Mr. Hernandez with 10 Ks and retired the last 10 men that he faced.
Just 3 hits, improved in the walk area, 2 walks for him, 99 pitches to get the 10 strikeouts, 62 strikes for Felix. Second outing of the year, and he is out of the ball game. Joel Peralta will take over. See what he did last year: 33 appearances, 3-1 record, a 4.34 ERA. 24 strikeouts in 29 innings.
Marcus Semien to lead it off. 9-1-2.
Peralta will mix it up. Fastball at 90. There's a breaking ball and a split.
Semien today has walked and grounded out to third. Peralta celebrating his 40th birthday during spring training. Oh, 2 strikes.
Good split at the bottom of the strike zone, 82 miles an hour.
Doesn't have the fastball I had years ago, but the split and the curve, good stuff. When he's on, it's really be tough.
He has to locate.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Ryan Madsen has joined Fernando Rodriguez in the bullpen, so Bassett probably done for the A's.
Kings Court still wants to see some strikeouts. 2-2 pitch. Stopped out play. Top of the 9th down in Anaheim, and the Angels trying to close out Texas. It's 3-1 Angels. Closing Houston Street on. 2-2 count here. Semien, and he looks at both 3. Top of the order, Coco Crisp is on back. Ready with the 3-2 pitch. High fly ball deep left field. Okay, can't get it. New ball game at 1-1. Had the sound off the bat. It's just a matter. It's going to clear.
We'll take a look.
Game.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the pitch. Fastball, you can see out over the plate and elevated.
This kid might have made a lot of errors last year, but he had 15 homers.
Well, he can hit. He can run a little bit too. Unfortunately for Peralta, he went to a 3-2 count. Didn't want to walk him. Gave him a fastball to hit.
344 feet ties the ball game. First home run of the season for Semien. As we get to the top of the order, here's Crisp. Popped it up. Seager is there for the out. So home run by Simeon ties it. 1 out here in the 8th. Chris Coughlin, the hitter. Let's take a look at the Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. And if the Mariners can come back and win, the Rangers lose. Mariners be in first place.
Rangers at Anaheim losing 3-1 in the 9th.
Coughlin 0 for 3. Two outs in that ball game in Anaheim.
Nuno getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Way in front of that pitch, 0-2.
A good split.
Down Nuno. Got into his first game of the season last night, an inning, 2 hits, a run, and a strikeout. Ball 1. Martin deep in center field. 1-2 pitch. Seager takes a look. No play. Marcus Semien has tied it up. Home run here in the 8th. Fly ball left field for Aoki. Is there for out number 2. Going to bring up Josh Reddick.
Well, Reddick has hit a couple of home runs in the series. A home run Friday night, another one in yesterday's ball game. Both of them on off-speed pitches. One a breaking ball, the other a changeup. So Peralta's going to throw him that split. He needs to make sure he gets it down out of the strike zone.
Shift on against Josh. And first pitch outside for ball 1. Reddick a strikeout, a walk, and a ground out.
Nick Vincent has joined Nuno in the pen, both of them throwing.
Two outs and a 1-1 pitch here to dangerous hitter Josh Reddick. And a miss.
Able to get the split down right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Angels game has gone final. Angels win 3-1. Fly ball left field, long run for Aoki. That's a foul ball. Tough one today. Felix pitches hard out. Retired the last 10 men that he faced. Struck out 10. 7 innings, a 3-hit shutout ball. Marcus Semien home run here in the 8th. It's tied it at 1-1.
Won't be a part of the decision in this one.
Quick pitched him, and holding on to the foul tip is Clevenger for out number 3. New ball game, 1-1 here in Seattle. Stations on Capitol Hill or at the UW for the best seats in the house. Plan your trip at soundtransit.org. And this is the Capitol Hill station southbound towards downtown. We got a 1-1 ball game. See if the Mariners can get a run or 2 or 3 or 4 here in the 8th. And they'll have to do it against Ryan Madsen. Comes out of the bullpen. He's a member of the world champion Royals last year.
Hard throwing right-hander. Mariners saw him on Friday night. See what he's done so far. Just 3 games this year. Has a couple of saves in 3 innings. He has 3 strikeouts. He's yet to walk anybody.
I got the guys coming up you want to see here. 3, 4, and 5. Cano, Cruz, and Lind. Robbie today's walked, flied out, and grounded out. Strike 1. Madsen pitched an inning in Friday's game, a 3-2 A's victory. Struck out 2. Picked up the save.
Steve Cishek getting loose in the pen.
Just 1 run for the Mariners. Narrowed by second baseman Jed Lowry with 2 outs. Rod Nelson Cruz will score from 3rd in the 6th inning. Cishek gets ready. 3 errors in this series by Lowry. 0-2 to Cano. Inside. Mariners a run on 3 hits. A run on 4 hits for Oakland. Pitch to Robbie. Hit foul. Chris Bassett, 7 innings, 3 hit, 1 run ball, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. That run not earned. Going to wave. Generate some excitement in the ballpark. See if the Mariners get some runs cranking here. Pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. Nelson Cruz on deck. 1 for 2 with a walk. 2-2 pitch. Strike. 3 calls, says Jerry Davis.
Yeah, Robbie didn't like it, and you can see on the EQC tracer that pitch off the plate away. He was battling that entire at bat. Another look at it. Fastball. Just missed the outside corner. But Matson gets the call.
Brings up Nelson Cruz. His career 0 for 2 against Ryan Matson.
Been on base a couple of times today. Walked, hit a double, and scored the 1 run for the Mariners.
Turnaround fastball. A 1 pitch. 1-1. Matson back in baseball, missed the 12 and 14 seasons. Back last year with Kansas City, 1-2, had 3 saves. Hold the string there at 82. Outfield straight away and deep for Cruz. 1-2 pitch from Matson. Backs him off the plate. 2-2.
His best fastball so far, 95 miles an hour, missing the inside corner.
Two pitch. 1 out, nobody on. Lives for another pitch. Fought that one off at a late swing. Been about pitching today. Total of 2 runs and 7 hits this afternoon. It's 2 ball clubs. 2-2 pitch. Full count. Adam Lynn's on deck. 0 for 3 today. Two to Cruz. Stays with it. 8th pitch will be coming up.
Steve's ready to go out in the pen. First 2 hitters for the Mariners. Cano, now Cruz, making Matson work hard to the 8th pitch.
3-2 to Nelly. Broken bat ground ball. Pitched in Friday night's game, gave up a 9th inning home run. Chris Coghlan with 1 out. A's won at 3-2. Pitch to Nelly. Bouncing ball. Past the diving third baseman Chris Coghlan. Base hit with 1 out in the 8th.
Well, it took 9 pitches. But he ends up getting a base hit on the fastball. High fastball, 94 miles an hour. Coghlan, the third baseman, was playing on the line, and this one will get past him for a hit.
Sets it up for Adam Lind. 1 out, 1 on in a 1-1 ball game. Lind pinch hit in last night's ball game and struck out.
Last 2 at bats has hit the ball hard.
Yep.
Ball to left field, right in front of the fence on the warning track. Ground ball back up the middle. Unfortunately, the shortstop was standing there right to him.
Simeon's up the middle again. Strike 1. Lind 0 for 3 career against Ryan Matson. Bat 0-2. Matson, 35 years old, out of Long Beach, California, lives across the river from Philadelphia in Sicklerville, New Jersey. Good golf course there, Mike.
How'd you shoot?
That was one of the first places I played. My old man brought me over there many moons ago. 0-2 pitch. Popped it up, and it's playing. Two outs this week only. T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription, MLB.TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network. All right, shoot that out to all the friends and family along social media, every outlet there is. Good time had by all out at the pen here at Safeco Field.
Seth Smith, 0 for 1, a couple of walks.
Inside to Smithy. 1 for 3 against Matson. Rangers beat Texas 3-1. Weaver gets the win to save to Houston Street.
Started him off with a couple of cut fastballs, trying to keep it in on his hands.
To Seth. And right to Lowry. Friendly hop. Throws him out. Inning over. Ninth inning. Here we come. 1-1 ball game here at Safeco Field.
Welcome back. We are headed to the ninth here at Safeco Fields. Coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. We'll head inside the clubhouse, hear from the players after this one, hear from the skipper as well, Scott Service, and we will catch you up on what's going on around the division. The Texas Rangers are coming to town, but they are not coming to town healthy. They've got some key injuries to their ball club. But first, this one has to be decided. Question for you guys, tie game, but Steve Cishek, the Mariners closer, is in the game. Mike, this is the strategy, though, in baseball when you're the home team.
Yeah, it is. Your closer, your best pitcher out in the bullpen. You have a tie game in the ninth inning. There won't be a save situation for him, and you don't want to leave him out there without using him, so he's getting an opportunity to pitch here in the ninth inning.
Steve came into a similar situation Friday night. 2-2 ball game. vote. Jumps on the first pitch. Fouls it off. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 here in the ninth. Friday night he faced 6, 7, and 8. And the second man to face him was Coughlin, and Coughlin hit a home run. That proved to be the game winner.
Mariners have the shift on, both hitting. Steve thought he had thrown a strike with that slider on the outside corner, didn't get the call.
Vote 1 for 1 against Cishek. Up the middle. Nice backhand. That's Marte with the fine play there. 1 down.
Looks like Cano.
He was paying attention, right?
Yeah.
Brings up Jed Lowry, career 0 for 4 against Cishek. They got a double back in the second inning. His error opened the door for the Mariners in the 6th, allowed the run to score with 2 outs. Infield tilted to the right with the shift. 0-1. Make it 1-1 now. Axford, the right-hander, and Doolittle, the left-hander, warming up. One and 2.
Both of those relievers will be in the mid-90s with their fastball.
Center fielder Martin deep in center. Pitch outside. All the outfielders backs up against the wall pretty much. 2-2 pitch coming to Jed Lowry. Ground ball to Cano. 2 outs. Gonna bring up Chris Davis. Davis 0 for 5 against Cishek. Davis had a miserable day against Felix. Felix had 10 strikeouts, 3 of them against Davis. The 1-0. Breaking ball for strike 1-1. One pitch. Way out front. 1-2.
A couple of well-located sliders. Trying to keep the ball away from them.
That is a good idea. Davis 49 home runs the last 2 seasons. 1-2 from Cishek. Way outside. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch. Fouled off.
He was able to get away with that one. You can see on the tracer, left it middle in, another slider. Trying to get it to the outside corner. Marte, Clevenger, Martin due up in the bottom of the ninth. 7, 8, 9.
Sager guarding the line at third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. Under Alonso's on deck. Big pitch here. 1-1 ball game. Top 9. Pitch from Cishek. That was a dangerous looking pitch as well.
You know, that time he wanted to throw a strike, used his slider, didn't want to walk him, more in the middle of the plate.
Crowd of 30,000, 834 hanging in. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Davis. Walked him. Go ahead runs aboard with 2 outs.
Missed with the fastball on the outside corner. Alonso 1 for 3 in this game and a bunt base hit.
And he's 2 for 5 against Cishek. Steve needs to knuckle down here. They move Cano out in the short right field. Marte shifts over to the right side of the infield. Strike 1. Pitch. 0-2. The sun breaking through here, nice and bright. Shadows will be taking over at home plate in the next few minutes. Cishek ahead, 0-2. Time called. Clevenger going out. Alonso today scrambled to second. He did beat the shift with a bunt down the third baseline in the 4th and fly to center in the 7th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up high. Here we go. Ball and 2 strikes. Fouls it off.
Pitches in the inning, 12 strikes so far.
Ball and 2 strikes, man at first. 1-1 ball game in the 9th.
He's been able to work ahead. 4 batters, 3 first pitch strikes for him.
2-2 count. Cishek ready. Pitch. Ball 3. Two outs. Go ahead run at first.
All the outfielders playing right in front of the warning track.
Begley on deck. 3-2 pitch. Davis takes off. Pitch swung on and hit into short right field. Backhanded out there by Cano to throw him out. Cishek survives in the 9th. Chance for the Mariners to win it in the home 9th with Marte, Clevenger, and Martin coming up. 1-1 ball game here at Safeco Field in Seattle. Make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag #RootFanFave. Watch the Mariners pregame show every Sunday. Find out the top 5 fan favorite plays of the week. Plus, each month, one lucky fan's going to win a Coors Light Refrigerator just for participating. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Good to have you with us this Sunday afternoon, our first Sunday home game of the season. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew. Mariners get a look at John Axford again. He pitched a scoreless inning in Friday night's 3-2 A's win. Did run up a strikeout. He struck out Martin. Looking, he's going to see Martin again. It's Marte, Clevenger, and Martin are scheduled here in the 9th.
3 innings so far, 1 strikeout, hasn't walked anybody. Yet to give up a home run. Friday night we saw a pretty good fastball from the veteran, be in the mid-90s.
Marte, see if he drops down a bunt to get things started. He does. Lowry scoop and gets him.
Good idea, bunted it just a little bit too hard. Take another look. He just wants to get it past the pitcher.
Brings up Steve Clevenger 0 for 3. Clevenger good numbers against Axford, 3 for 4. Off the end of the bat, down to Coughlin. 2 outs. Quickly.
We talk a lot about Martin and his speed, but he also has some power. Hit a home run when we were in Texas. Maybe he can get into a fastball right here.
Martin beat the shift with a base hit to left back in the 5th. Tried to bunt his way on. Thrown out by the catcher. Fegley back in the 3rd, and he also grounded out the 1st.
Nick Vincent getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
From Axford. Each team with a run on 4 hits. An error by the Athletics proved to be costly. That's how the Mariners scored their run in the 6th. Error by the second baseman Lowry. 2-1. John Axford, 8th season, 6th team in the big leagues. Milwaukee, St. Louis, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Colorado prior to joining the Athletics. 2-1 pitch to Martin. In there for strike 2. Here comes the 2-2. Could be interesting. Coughlin throws. Martin beats it out. 2-out base runner. Winning run at first base.
All right, you have some speed on the bases. You can see the shift. Coughlin able to get to it, but just too much speed from Martin.
Up Aoki.
All of the A's outfielders playing deep, trying to stay away from the double.
215 speed. I'd love to see something in the gap, but this goes right to Lowry. We've got extra frames coming up. 10th inning. In front of us here at Safeco Field. 1-1 game. Nick Vincent will take over. Take you back to the 6th. Here's Cruz with a 1-out double to right center. He would take third on a ground out by Lynn. There was a walk that set up first and third, 2 outs. Brings up Marte. Got a 1-2 pitch, and he hits. It should have been a routine ground ball to Lowry. He boots it. Marte beats it out. Cruz scores. That's how the Mariners have their run. Show you the 8th inning. Mariners had the 1-0 lead, and then Joel Peralta on a 3-2 pitch gives up a home run to Marcus Semien. We're tied at 1. Not to be forgotten, Felix Hernandez, an outstanding start, his first effort here at home in 2016. 7 innings of 3-hit ball, 2 walks, 10 Ks, retiring the last 10 men that he faced.
Bit strange, this game of baseball. You see them in Texas, and they scored 21 runs in the 3 games, and so far in this series they've only scored 4. Nick Vincent going to take over. He's pitched in a couple of games, 2 innings, 4 strikeouts, hasn't walked anybody.
And the notoriously first pitch swinging Billy Burns is going to pinch hit for Josh Fegley. And he can run too, so be a tough hombre here. It's hit 294. He's 1 for 1 in stolen bases. Keep that in mind. Vincent's looked good in his first 2 outings. In at third, Seager. First pitch swinging, not a surprise. Popped it up. Marte calls off Seager. That's a big out.
Vincent will use a running fastball, 88 to 89 miles an hour, a changeup, and a slider.
Waiting for Aoki to reset in left field. There's Semien, first pitch. Strike 1. Outfield, deep for Semien. First home run of the season came in the 8th. 0-2. Gotta like what Vincent has done. 3 pitches, K's Semien. Vincent and Montgomery have been very aggressive and successful here in the first week.
Well, you're right. So far, 2 2/3 innings that Vincent has pitched, and he has 5 strikeouts. Good cut fastball right there off the outside corner.
Coco Crisp be the hitter. Coco 0 for 4 today. 1-1. Quick 2 outs here in the 10th. Vincent acquired in the last week of spring training from the Padres. 1-1. A guy that he essentially beat out, Don Roach. Very similar approach, very similar look. Just come in, pound that strike zone.
We've seen from him, you're right, he will use his fastball, good sinking fastball and the cutter.
Little and Rodriguez getting ready. Two and 1 to count to Coco Crisp. Shadows taking over at home plate. 3-1 to count. Chris Coghlan on deck. Deep drive right field. Coco Crisp has made it a 2-1 Oakland lead with his first homer of the season, his first RBI.
And it's the first fastball that Vincent elevated in the strike zone. It's right at the top of the zone. Middle away. Take a look at it. Want to go to the outside corner, low target. Wasn't able to get it there.
3-1 pitch. There's Coghlan 0 for 4. The Oakland bench dugout enjoying that 375-foot blast. He's got a souvenir. This one hit off the end of bat. 0-2.
Sean Doolittle. Pitch in the bottom of the 10th.
Two pitch here to Coghlan. So they get their runs today. Simeon a home run in the 8th. Coco Crisp in the 10th. Coco last year didn't hit any home runs in 44 games and 126 at bats. He hit 2. In fact, that he hit 9 in 2014. Ground ball to Cano. Throws him out. And that'll do it. So a home run by Crisp puts Oakland ahead 2-1. They're in position to sweep this series. Here comes Sean Doolittle. for Oakland. 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 10th. The last ups here for the Mariners. CenturyLink, what's next with the Texas Rangers coming to town? We'll see Colby Lewis against Sasashi Iwakuma, Derek Holland against Wade Miley, and A.J. Griffin. It's Taijuan Walker. Get your tickets. Come on out. We'll be on the air at 6:30 tomorrow, Tuesday, and noon on Wednesday. Tough one today here, Mike, with these 2 home runs. Simeon in the 8th and now Crisp in the 10th. Coco Crisp of all people leaving the yard.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it. Doolittle, 3 appearances on the year, a 3.38 ERA and 2 2/3. A couple of strikeouts, 1 walk. He has given up a home run. We're going to see a lot of fastballs from him. 94 to 96 miles an hour.
Seager struggled mightily against Doolittle, 1 for 15. Seager, Cano, and Cruz 2-3-4 here for the Mariners, down a run.
Dave, you mentioned the 2 home runs in this one. How about Friday night? It was a 9th inning home run by Coughlin. They ended up losing 3-2.
Yeah, this isn't the old Bash Brothers group either, you know.
Had a tough time scoring runs, though. I mentioned it, so far in the series, they've scored just 4 runs.
Seager the other way. That should drop, and it will. Good start for the Mariners. Out of the box hard. He's going to dig for 2. Here's Chris Davis's throw, not in time. A leadoff double, tying run to second.
So good start. Fastball right on the outside corner. Kyle goes with the pitch, dumps it down the line. See, Davis was way over towards left center field, an easy double for Kyle.
Mariners 0 for 5 runners in scoring position. They've left 9 on today. Seager was 1 for 15 against Doolittle. Here's Cano. He's 1 for 12. Walk us off, big fella.
They have the shift on with Cano hitting, expecting him to pull the ball on the ground. Coco Crisp, the center fielder, shading towards left center.
Cano with 4 home runs started today, the leader in the American League. Mariners leading the league with 11 home runs. And he's thinking number 12 at that swing, 1-1. Tim Bogarts got service. Edgar Martinez. Hoping that Cano keep this thing going. Cruz behind him. 1-1 to Robbie. It's out of play.
Another good fastball, 95 miles an hour. We talked about with Doolittle, there aren't any secrets. He's just going to throw his fastball. He has a good one. Cano missed that pitch.
Doolittle's come back from multiple injuries: knees, wrist, elbow, shoulder, back in the closer's role for these Athletics. 1-2 to Robinson Cano. Tying run at second. Struck him out.
Well, now we're going to see if Bob Melvin wants to pitch to Cruz, who's walking up to home plate. Take a look at it. Another fastball. All fastballs to Cano. That one on the outside corner. Probably the best fastball he was able to throw. Well located. Bob Melvin makes a trip out to the mound. Cruz is up. After that, you have Landon Smith. So Gutierrez, Lee, Iannetta on the bench. You have the switch hitter Sardinius. A lot going on right now. Nelson Cruz having a good day. A couple of hits, including a double. He has scored the 1 run. Been on base 3 times.
Cruz 0 for 5 against Doolittle.
Day-Ho Lee has come out on deck, so he was going to pinch hit for Lynn.
Last year on a Sunday early in April, Cruz won a game against these Athletics. Remember that? It was against Texas. The missile he hit through the 6-hole. So he can do something here. 2-1 Oakland lead. 1-0 to Nelly. Seager barely off the bat. To Cruz. High fly ball. Left field's going to stay in the yard. 2 down.
.95 miles an hour, middle in, puts a pretty good swing on it and just misses it. Skies it out to left center field. Yep, you can see it on his face. He knew he missed one.
Big spot for Dale Lee. Pinch inning here, 2 outs, down a run, tying run at second.
He has 1 major league hit, and it was a home run on Friday night against the A's. Hit it in the pen out in left center field.
He's no stranger to home runs. 324 as a professional. Strike one. 1 here in the big leagues. Japan Pacific League 98, 225 in the Korean baseball organization. Lee in the shade, sunlight for Doolittle. 0-1 pitch. 0-2.
High fastball, top of the strike zone, 95 miles an hour. Late swing.
0-2 pitch from Doolittle. Struck him out. The A's sweep the Mariners. Final 2-1 this afternoon. Couple of home runs proved to be killers today. Semien ties it in the 8th. Coco Crisp wins it in the 10th.
Felix was great this afternoon. 10 strikeouts over the 7 innings. Did not give up a run. Mariners struggling runners in scoring position throughout this series. 0 for 8 today with runners in scoring position. 0 for 16 in the series. Scored just 4 runs over the 3 games.
So the A's go to 4-3. The Mariners drop to 2-4. The A's take over first place, or maintain first place in the American League West. 3 hours and 3 minutes, 30,834 on hand. 2-1 Oakland. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Starts right now with Brad and Bill.
Dave, Mike, thank you very much. Not the way the Mariners wanted to kick off the home season here at Safeco Field. The clean sweep by the Oakland A's. They win it 2-1. Again, long ball against the bullpen proves